Hello, today we're going to be thinking about an ECG and what an ECG allows us to capture. So our heart needs to be stimulated to contract in order to move blood volumes out into our body to meet our metabolic demand. And that stimulus for it to contract occurs electrically. It's called electrical excitation. And an ECG allows us to get a picture of that electrical excitation because it happens in so many cells in our heart in a very, very synchronous way and creates what we consider millivolt changes at our skin surface that we're able to capture it with electrodes. And those electrodes give us a picture of what's going on in our heart during that very coordinated and synchronous event. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick some electrodes to Ash's skin. Is that okay, Ash? And we're going to capture an ECG. So we're going to place some on his ankle and then on his wrists. And after that ECG settles, what you'll begin to observe are some very clear deflections or changes in that rhythm strip. And you can see those changes beginning to occur now that the ECG is settling. And what they correspond to are very specific events in each of our heart's heartbeats. So we have two chambers at the top of our heart, which are called our atria, and they create the first major event on an ECG deflection. It's called the P wave. What we have after that is called the QRS complex, and that corresponds to the two bottom chambers of our heart being electrically excited, and they're called our ventricles. So when they're electrically excited, they produce this QRS complex. And when these electrical excitation events occur, what happens quite quickly afterwards is contraction. So the atria will contract shortly after the P wave has happened, and the ventricles will contract shortly after the QRS complex will happen. The timings of these waves on an ECG allow us to get an indication of how well our hearts are working at passing this electrical excitation across our atria, between our atria and our ventricles, and how well the ventricles are being excited overall.